We turn our lenses on the filmmakers and production teams involved with cutting-edge 3D movies and TV shows. Will their efforts ensure that 3D is here to stay? Let's check this out. In the new film Priest, the forces of good and evil do battle with plenty of vampires and some scary stuff we can't show you.
Don't scream.
But while the movie will play in theaters in 3D, it was a conversion film, meaning it was shot in 2D and later turned into 3D. And the film's director says it altered his way of shooting certain scenes.
We didn't want to do a picture where it was about a bunch of gimmicky 3D where it's about getting poked in the face all the time. It was more about creating a window into another world, particularly because Priest is a science fiction film, first and foremost, so it feels like, it's an invented reality movie.
Scott Stewart also says he was conscious of making the 3D experience a quality one for audiences, something that may help bolster its appeal.
We've been surprised that, you watch it some places and it's very dramatically darker than what we've seen and what we've seen in dozens of other theaters. And so one of the things that I know Jim Cameron apparently on Avatar, he was so concerned about this that he went out and spot checked and made 17 different versions of the movie in order to make sure that everyone had the same excellent experience.
But Priest is just one of many 3D movies in the pipeline as Hollywood continues to push the idea, both in film and in television, keeping production groups like 3reality pretty busy.
Everyone's been doing this art for a long time. Now we're going to say, okay, now we're going to put you into another room. It's called 3D. We're going to double the amount of cameras. We're going to give you a platform that these cameras are going to run on, a 3D rig. And you're going to have to know how to set that up now. And so it's really educating the crew, but not just the crew, it's the directors, the producers, the editors.
3reality, which is working on the new Spider-Man movie in 3D, also has to keep up with the ever-changing technology involved in the productions. But the digital nature means the reward is seen quicker.
3D really is conducive to digital. You can see it right away. You don't have to wait for it to be shot and then taken to the lab and then processed, and you don't have to wait for that.
The burgeoning 3D industry has even spawned new jobs, like stereoscopic supervisor.
Did that job title exist even 5 years ago?
Most likely not. I mean, certainly not to the level that it does now. We're really at the forefront of what's happening in terms of 3D. And it really varies depending on, the type of show that we're doing, whether we're shooting natively or whether we're doing a conversion. I recently worked with a stereo supervisor on Green Hornet, which was very different than being the stereo supervisor on, say, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which was an animated film.
What is the difference between the two? What are the challenges, differences?
Well, it's, when you're working on an animated film, it's kind of the difference between, working, say, in an animation facility like Sony Pictures Animation or being on set. Usually they're all huddled around computers and, working hours on end that way, versus being on set and using, working live action with live actors with the stereo 3D rigs.
It may add extra work, but theater audiences do seem to be buying in, even if breaking into more living rooms remains a bit elusive. The bottom line is that with movies, at least, 3D productions are becoming the norm.
Seeing these new films come back and how the difference in the quality of the 3D and also the level that it's integrated in the storytelling, I think is going to be really interesting.